Okay, day 26. I'm gonna do some painting and start doing the finer details here. Hold on, kiddo, 1 second. Okay, so I got 2 coats of paint on the facial board, and just the facial board only because I am focused on just doing what I have to do as far as paint goes so we can get the gutters on. Same thing back here. Just on the facial board there's paint. So there's paint on the face and then just right here underneath. Nothing beyond that. I'm just doing only what I have to do to get ready for the gutters. Okay, so we're ready to call the gutter guy. This is all still fresh wood here. I'll paint that at some point down the road when it's not an immediate thing that has to be done. The other day, I'm looking at this, side note here, the other day I'm looking at this and I'm thinking about my cross braces here, and I realized, you know, these studs come out and for the most part they land on this outer piece. So I think what would be a smart idea to do now before too much time goes by is I'm going to double up these braces so that I have a piece sitting out here. Day 27. So yesterday I got all my pieces cut for doubling up these cross braces. However, I had to go and get the truck registered before the end of the day because the registration was due. Paid it off last minute, so anyway, I cut my day short because of that, and I didn't get these on, but that's where we're going to start today. Okay, I got the cross braces all doubled up in the back. I think it came out looking pretty good. Looks a lot more beefier. So now the task at hand is I need to close this eave off. I feel like I could leave this one open on this end, but on the other end the siding is different and it leaves gaps to where critters might be able to get up in what little crawl space of an attic we have. So anyway, I need to close off both these ends. I'm gonna start over here because babies are sleeping on the other side of the house. So this here was really difficult. This was a real pain in the butt here. First things first was I got this piece of wood up. Had to put up temporary type of bracing so that I could screw here to here, and then I could go and screw it off on the ends. That was a real pain in the butt. But I got it up there. And once I got it up there, I got a 2x4 right there at the end so I can screw it on. So it's butt up against this. And then I got over here, what I did was I took a piece of plywood and I attached it to the 2x4. And then that gave me, then I didn't have to hang on to it so that I could screw it in over here. And then I towed it in over here. Same thing with the rest of them. Glad this part's over with. Okay, the eave is done and boxed in. Came out pretty well. There is an opening up there between those studs, but that's going to get covered up with metal, so no worries there. That will be closed off once we do the flashing and the trim. Okay, we got all the cross braces in the front doubled up. What are you doing, dude? Huh? What are you doing, George? You working hard? Looks a lot more beefier now. I like it. It was a good idea. Okay, so it's August 9th and I got the gutter guys coming today. They're going to be out here in just a few minutes. So I'll get a quick shot before and then I'll probably get a shot after. Okay, the gutters are in. These guys were here maybe an hour, maybe tops. They're pretty quick. It looks pretty good. I'm happy. $900 in gutters there. They bid it at $7 a foot. It's kind of the going rate. I had a couple other bids at the same amount. Alrighty, so it is day 28. It's been about 2 weeks since I put a day in on the roof. Those 4 days-ish or so that I could have worked on it, I spent that time cleaning up the yard because we had a birthday party, so I tried to make this place as presentable as possible. Anyway, back to it today. It's August 15th. I started this on June 4th, and I want to have this project done by the end of the month. Is it possible? Pushing it, but it's possible. Just got to stay focused and get this thing done while I can. Anyway, today the goal is to get this closed off like I did on the other side. This has got to be done today, and then once this is done, then everything from there is all about getting back up on top of the roof and getting it ready for waterproofing. Okay, so I got the framing done. Over here, this is going to be something where I open it up again, because at some point I know we're going to remove the siding. So because of that, I'm going to have to open this up down the road. So I'm not going to get too crazy on this part of things, but you know, I'm still going to do a good job here. Things that I've done here. This piece of wood right here, that was just the way it was cut. I didn't touch this piece of wood here. I did add this piece, and then pushed it up, and I got this guy in there and screwed it into there. So that actually, I lifted it up actually probably, I don't know, 2.5, 3 inches to get it to meet this point. And then this guy here, it had a spacer, like right here, it had a spacer piece that dropped it down a little bit. I took the spacer piece out and pushed it up so it's all pretty much on the same plane, I hope, pretty close at least. Same thing over here, and I removed another spacer piece, pushed it up. Then we get to this side, and I don't know, man, it's crazy how some things change in such a short amount of space, but same thing I did here. I added this piece, and then got this guy, screwed it onto here, and then I was able to screw it in here, because really this piece was good other than just a couple of inches that I cut off. Didn't touch this piece, I left that just the way it was. But then the same thing, I lifted it up about 2 inches or so. There was quite a gap here in between this, but by lifting it up so that everything meets, I totally eliminated that gap. Now this guy here in the middle, on this side, so this piece, okay, so it's sitting like this now. It was sitting like this, okay? And it was just way off the mark as far as the two pieces. So what I did was I just put it on its side, and it's a 2x4 that was ripped. So instead of the 4-inch piece hanging down like this, now the 4-inch piece is hanging like this. And it seems to line up pretty well. So I cut this piece off here because this part was rotten, but in all reality, I'm going to screw it down there, screw it up here. I don't need to fill this in. I'm just going to work with this. Okay, well, I'm going to call it a day. I got it done. There's a lot more detail going on here than you would think, but got it done. Got a little bit of a funky kind of whoop-de-whoop of a cut right there, but it's just the way the wood is. That piece right there that's got a funky cut, it's only 16 inches. You can barely tell because the splice is on the line, so it looks like it's continuous. I'll have to see how things lay out when we start doing the flashing. If it hides it, and if the flashing hides it, then all is well. Otherwise, I'm going to have to change that little 16-inch piece, but for now it's okay. Just trying to use up the material as best I can without burning through anything unnecessarily. Anyway, it turned out pretty well. I got a piece that I cut around the pipe and put that up, and then just kind of spliced together pieces I had so I wasn't burning through a whole piece of wood. Anyway, I think it came out all right.